Hello, and welcome to episode 36 of the Content for Systems podcast. My name is Michelle, and this week we're going to talk about 3 steps to republish social media content in an easy and impactful way. I hope you'll join me.
Hey, online business owner, welcome to the Content Systems for Growth with me, Michelle Dewey. Are you ready to let go of guilt, stress, and missed deadlines? Are you struggling to keep up with the demands of running a household, taking care of your family, and creating consistent organic content? Well, you're not alone. Juggling all the to-dos of being a mom and owning an online business can be challenging. But here's the good news. By implementing effective content systems and organization strategies, you can streamline your workflow, increase your productivity, and finally take control of your schedule. Each week, I'll explore content management systems and mindset hacks to help you rediscover your creativity, passion, and enjoyment in content creating. If you're ready to save time with systemized content marketing strategies and productivity tips, then go refill your coffee mug, pop in those earbuds, and let's tackle that pile of laundry. It's time to reclaim your time and energy while you take your business to the next level. Let's grow, friends.
Have you been looking for a time-saving method for generating consistent organic content? Well, you're in luck, because this week we're going to talk about how you can republish content so it's easy for you and still impactful for your audience. So what do I mean there? Let's be honest, finding time for organic content creation is tough. When you're managing your family, your coaching business, and life in general, am I right? And yet the importance of organic content in your online business is something that we can't ignore. But here's the deal, friend. You can republish content in a way that's both easy for you and impactful for your audience. What if there is an easier way for you to create organic content? Are you curious? It begins with one amazing social media post that you've already created. Do you want to know more? Excellent. I'm so happy. You may be wondering how to turn a social media post into an amazing organic piece of content for your content calendar. Well, one thing that I've discovered with working with heart-centered coaches, they give and give and give on social media. It's actually their favorite place to put content. However, they struggle to be able to publish organic content to a podcast or a blog consistently. But what I've been told is the process seems to be time intensive. They run out of ideas. It's hard and it's really not a priority. And well, you know what? I'm busy. I don't have time for that. Here are 3 steps that you can take to republish content you've already created on your social media feed into your core content. Step 1, identify your star performer. So the first things first, you need to take a close look at your social media analytics. This is where you're going to uncover that standout post that had truly resonated with your audience. You can say it's like a hidden treasure, a little gold nugget waiting to be uncovered and utilized in an exciting new way. And this is how you're going to do it. What you're essentially going to do is to lay the groundwork to republish content that's already proven to be impactful. Whether it's the number of likes, shares, or comments it's generated, these engagement metrics shine the light on what your audience finds valuable. Once you've zeroed in on that high-performing post, heck, while you're at it, why not pull 2 or 3 so you can build out a month worth of content? You'll essentially find your building blocks to organic content. From this point, you can republish content into various forms. So if you have a podcast, perfect. Let's make that a podcast episode, a blog post, or perhaps you want to send it out in a newsletter. Whatever it is, trust me, understanding your analytics is the crucial first step in your journey to republish content effectively. So the action steps for step 1 is to look at engagement metrics like likes, shares, and comments. The second action is to identify the post topic and think about why it resonated with your audience. Step 2 in the process is to expand it into a podcast outline. Here's how simple it can be to republish content. Use that top performing post and turn it into your podcast episode. Start by creating a podcast outline. Of course, that's the first place, right? Start off with a quick introduction to your topic. That's a no-brainer because I'm assuming you already have a podcast already, right? And that's exactly what you do. So you want to create some sort of hook that grabs their attention. Hey, I'm guessing it's already done that if you've gotten lots of likes, shares, comments on your social media, that this particular post already has a hooky introduction that has gotten people to look at it and engage. But can you expand on that and make it a little bit more meaty? After your introduction, you're going to do a deep dive. So let's create the outline with the deep dive in it. This just gives additional insights into your post and the post's main points. So what were the things that you really highlighted in the post? You want to make sure that you're hitting on each one of those as you're going through the meaty part of your podcast. Your actionable tips. What were the actionable tips that you put in your post? Did you not have any? Well, can you do that now? Can you give your audience steps that they can actually follow to make it actionable? And a Q&A. Oh my goodness, friend, you probably have a gold mine in there of all kinds of questions that people put on that post. Use those questions from the comment section now and put that right in your blog post as a quick Q&A. And then you want to wrap up. So summarize all those key takeaways and then of course put in your call to action. So what are the action steps for step 2? That they are to write a script for your intro and your conclusion and jot down the different bullet points for each section to make it conversational and engaging. But I'm sure you already know how to do that, friend. Step 3, you're going to have that podcast transcribed and SEO optimized for a blog. Do you do this? Do you have your podcast episode once it's live taken and republished into a blog post? Well, if not, why? You don't want to stop just at your podcast episode. Take the next step to republish your content by transforming it into a blog post that your audience can read and reference later. Hello, Pinterest. How many pins do you have out there of articles that you want to go back and reference later because it was so beneficial? These days, we have a ton of different resources to have a podcast transcribed. At Miss Task, we use Descript for podcast recording, editing, and transcription. It is so simple to use. There is no one who wants to read a transcript. I promise you, friend. So transcripts are edited for readability. You'll want to make sure that your copy flows by using shorter paragraphs, bullet points, and of course, you want to have some images to draw attention to those key points as well. In addition, be sure to optimize it for SEO, adding in your keywords naturally throughout your blog post. So a quick rule of thumb for keyword usage is no more than 10 times you want to use that one particular keyword that you want to optimize for that blog post. And your keyword should be at least in one heading 2 or one H2 in your blog post. And your heading 1 should have your keyword at the beginning of the heading. So what are your action steps for step 3 in the process? You're going to use a transcription service like rev.com, maybe HappyScribe, or possibly you already have Descript. You can use that as well. It's perfect. You're going to utilize SEO tools like Yoast SEO to optimize your blog post for your keywords. And if you have no idea what keyword is actually going to drive traffic to your website, use Ubersuggest to do your keyword research. Okay, it's time to wrap this up. And wow, I'm so excited that it's not a super long episode. It's the sweet spot, I think. I love my podcast to be about 10 minutes long. So who says you have to start from scratch every time you need new organic content? You can republish content that has already resonated with your audience. This way, you work smarter, not harder. And you all know I love to work smarter and not harder. And it allows you to focus on what really matters. And I'm guessing that's your family friend. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you, and I hope you have a wonderful week. Yay! Thank you so much for listening. I hope that you found this episode valuable and learned some actionable tips that you can implement in your business so that you can feel accomplished and less stressed. If you enjoyed this show, please take a quick minute to share this with your business bestie, subscribe, and leave a review. It helps me reach more business owners just like you. And if you have any questions or topics you'd like me to cover in future episodes, please reach out to me on my website. I've created a form just for you. Remember, with the right system and mindset, you can achieve the success your heart desires. Thank you for tuning in. I look forward to chatting with you next time. I appreciate you, and I hope you have a wonderful week. And don't forget, let's grow, friends.